Hi, my name's Lewis Harrison, and I'm an expert on happiness. I teach people how to be happy. I don't mean a narcissistic short term pleasure, I mean long term sustainable happiness. So, most people, they don't really know how to be happy. They know how to have short term fun. Maybe they party, maybe they smoke a joint, maybe they drink some alcohol, maybe it's about sex, but it's about short term gratification for most people. And as people get older and they start to think about their purpose in life, depression often sets in when they find out that the people they thought were their friends aren't really their friends at all, that many of their relationships are pretty superficial. In these kind of situations, it's hard for people to sustain their focus. So, what we do is I offer mentoring and coaching as well as courses for individuals about how to create happiness. And there are 100 different ways to do it. But the fundamental thing in all happiness, as opposed to just short term pleasure and gratification, the primary factor is having a life that is built around meaning and purpose. Now, there are two important thinkers that address this issue. One of them is Viktor Frankl, and Viktor Frankl was a Holocaust survivor, and he did a study of why people don't give up hope when they're in a concentration camp. What keeps them going? And I have friends who have been political prisoners and been tortured, and they're happy people. And so when I talk to them about why are they happy, it's because their lives essentially had meaning. So what I want you to think about is what is the meaning in your life? What is the thing that gives your life purpose? Maybe it's art, maybe it's serving others or philanthropy, maybe you have a hobby that you enjoy doing, and you have a community of people around that hobby. But these are things that keep people from being sad, unhappy, and even clinically depressed. So, in this particular presentation, I'm going to go through about 5 or 6 minutes worth of basic tips you can begin with. And I'm going to be posting pretty much about twice a week. And if you go to the description below, you will see on the second line of the description, there's a link to a course called the Best Course to Happiness at Last. And that's a regular course mentoring program that we offer that you can use to study ways that you can become happy sustainably in your life. So let's go through 2 or 3 essential tips about happiness. First of all, you need to give up regrets about the past and I don't say just unreasonable, but general expectations about the future. Now, when I say expectations about the future, I don't mean giving up things like you have an appointment next Thursday or you have a New Year's resolution that you want to act on in June. Uh, I'm talking about people always looking for the future. The great wife they're going to have, the great house they're going to have, the great boat they're going to have. Now, I know a lot of people in the personal development and human potential movement, they talk about having goals. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having an idea of a goal, but when you become obsessed with a physical goal, a house, a car, wealth, um, it tends to lead to unhappiness. The law of attraction doesn't really work that way. The secret, Wu Wei, the Taoist concept of the action that requires no action, none of them really work that way. How they work is you have to be in the moment. You have to be here now. And as you're here now, you're not going to have regrets about the past and you're not going to have expectations about the future. You're going to be fully in the moment, whether you're making a cup of coffee, whether you're doing a broadcast on YouTube, whether you're making lunch, talking to a friend, you're totally present. And so that is the idea behind having no regrets about the past, no expectations about the future. Now, the second element is about wants and needs. And when I talk about wants and needs, most people are always focusing about what they want. But if you ask them what they need, they really couldn't tell you. And I mean needs beyond things like water, shelter, air, things of that type. Well, needs aren't just biological needs or survival needs. It's about, again, meaning. What is the thing that you need to give your life meaning and purpose and fulfillment? And usually wants are really not thought out, and they're tied to short-term gratification. I want an ice cream cone, a sundae. The spiritual teacher Ram Dass had a wonderful metaphor about ice cream cones. You have to lick it really slow. If you don't, it'll go too fast and be gone. But if you lick it too fast, you won't have it. And if you lick it too slow, it'll start to drip all over your clothes. Now you have a problem. So the balance between doing what needs to be done and wanting something is a very difficult balance. It's a real spiritual practice. It's central to Zen and to Taoism. So, so these are the key elements that you need to focus on in terms of happiness. What is your purpose? What is your meaning? Joseph Campbell calls it, what is your bliss? Embracing a life filled with bliss. I have a life of bliss, and I live like a monk. I have a great wife, I have great friends that I talk to regularly. I read books in the daytime, take a sauna, take a steam, do my yoga, do my Tai Chi. These are all things that bring meaning into my life. So, this is an introduction to you and for you about what I'm talking about in terms of happiness. And as I said, we're going to be doing a lot of these videos twice a week. And there is a group called Self Improvement for Beginners. And you can find that group on Facebook. And those are about 2,000 of my followers. I'm just really getting going here on YouTube, but we have a large presence on Facebook. And I answer a lot of questions on Quora, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm in the social network, but I've been wanting for a while to get more involved in information giving on YouTube, and this is my opportunity to do that. So, thanks a lot for listening to my talk on happiness. I hope you will subscribe to my channel, Ask Lewis Harrison. And if you go to the second line of the description here, uh, down there, you will see a link to the course. And the name of the course is The Best Course to Happiness at Last. Thanks so much for listening in. I really appreciate it. And have a great day. Thanks for listening. Bye bye. And you can always email me at lewiscoaches@gmail.com. Okay, bye bye.